Sounds important.
Oh, no, Inspector Barnaby. I was just telling Maureen about the boy next door, Scrumping. I just told him to ask if he wants any. Oh, he's a nice boy, really.
Mm-hmm. Right, so you've resolved it yourself then? No one got murdered?
No, it's all sorted now. Thank you.
Great.
This week we learnt that Hull City Council has not received a single application to hold a royal street party. That's understandable. Even if I did want to have my dinner on the street, why would I choose Hull? Obviously, everybody outside Hull is beside themselves with excitement at the forthcoming nuptials, and who could be more excited than Newsjack's dedicated royal wedding correspondent, Julia, who is just behind this heavy wooden door. Good evening, Julia. Down, girl, down. Sorry.
I've been digging, Miles. I'm going to make a hole in the wall. I want to see the outside world.
Now, since we last spoke, I believe there's been an interesting development in the royal wedding story. What can you tell us about the proposals for a giant campsite on Clapham Common for people hoping to get a slice of royal wedding action?
Welcome to Camp Kate. I want to get out. No one leaves Camp Kate. No one. Now sheep and pegs, 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 pegs. So many pegs.
Do we have any information about how much it will cost?
I want to be a proper journalist. Like John Simpson or Peaches Geltoff.
Now, Julia, I was going to save this for later, but seeing as you're being so enthusiastic, I've got a contract here for you to sign. I've arranged a new assignment for you when you finish this one. Think of it as a carrot on a commemorative royal wedding stick.
Really?
Yes. And you'll have to pack a bag because you'll be leaving England.
Oh, give me here, I'll sign. I'll sign. Where am I going? Libya? Bahrain? Washington, D.C.
Better than that. We are sending you to the Newsjack Edinburgh office. Julia, you're going to be our specialist correspondent for the wedding of Zara Phillips. Oh, poor Julia. She does love it here, but simply has to learn to move on. This week it emerged that police dog bites are a lot like the DVD collection of Jackie Smith's husband. Unpleasant to look at and costly for the taxpayer. With the revelation that police forces have paid out huge sums in compensation to victims, we wonder what effect this will have on top BBC cop drama, Blue Spanner.
Detective Spanner.
What do you want? Can't you see I'm staring at a photo of my ex-wife and kids?
It's about the new police dogs, Spanner. They've arrived. And as the first member of staff in the office...
I never went home!
Well, as the person who stayed latest last night, then, I thought I'd let you choose first. This is Fang.
What in Hawaii 5-0 is that?
It's a chihuahua.
Don't make me laugh. I can't subdue a media studies student and claim he tripped over a curb with that. What else have you got?
OK, well, this is Killer.
What in an Inspector Morse spin-off series starring Kevin Whately do you call that?
It's a Dachshund, Spanner. It's ideal for going underneath things.
Don't make me laugh. I can't drink from a hip flask, beat up a protester and claim he fell out of his wheelchair by mistake with that following me around. What else have you got?
OK. This is Throat Ripper.
What in the last bastion of Englishness do you call that? I've had enough of this. I'm transferring to the Mounted Division.
OK, Spanner. I'll fill in the forms, but you should know the cuts have led to a few changes at Mounted Division too. Just look out for the beak. And don't let it bury its head in the sand. I'll show you the way.
I'll find my own way. From the people who brought you Hutton and Space Hutton comes another soon-to-be classic board game.
It's my go, and I'm ready to guess.
Get ready for Miliband Cluedo.
I think it was the younger brother read Ed at the trade union conference with a dagger.
Miliband Cluedo, another game that almost everyone in the family can enjoy.
Complaints are a bit like sex. Newsjack never gets any. Unlike stargazing keyboard gonk and one-man Gore-Tex advertising campaign Brian Cox. This week, though, he faced the wrath of the British public, who've been complaining that the music in his new TV series is too loud. Fortunately, the BBC have taken immediate remedial action in the form of this short instructional film.
Hello. I'm Brian Cox, and I'm here to introduce you all to the wonders of your television's volume control. All you need to do is press the button on your remote to make the volume go down, and you'll be able to hear all the things I'm saying in my gentle northern voice. Things like, ooh, look at the stars. Or, ooh, how much is this anorak? Or, ooh, things can only get better. Next week, join me again as we find out how to make my face look a little less orange. In Brian Cox's Wonder of the Contrast button.
The Jack app.
Please leave your message after the tone.
The sweet Mel Gibson was sentenced to 3 years probation in order to do community service, but they weren't able to take his freedom! That street cleaner who found a sack of unexploded hand grenades in a rubbish bag. That's the trouble with having to empty Ashley Cole's bins.
Steve Jobs has unveiled Apple's latest invention, a pocket-sized, carbon-based, battery-free unit that will allow the user to interface directly with some of the world's greatest minds. It's called a book.
Today is St. Patrick's Day. Now, all saints have interesting tales, especially the one who married Liam Gallagher. We at Newsjack thought who better to investigate what St. Patrick's Day really means than our friends over the pond at Newsfox.
Newsfox.
You're listening to Newsfox, gobbling down news like your final meal on death row.
In a Newsbox special this week, we're going to be celebrating St. Patrick's Day by broadcasting from a number of different locations in Ireland, whose people invented dancing and state-sanctioned child abuse. We go over now live to our correspondent, Chuck O'Callaghan Fitzgerald, who is right in the heart of the Emerald Isle, the O'Neill's Pub in Leicester Square, London.
I have been here all afternoon finding out more about St. Patrick, a man who arrived in Ireland with a promise. A promise that if you buy 4 or more pints of Guinness, you'll get one of these Guinness hats with attached novelty ginger beard. Since then, Ireland has never looked back.
Woohoo! Shamrock and roll. Thanks, Chuck. Live there from the Republic Kingdom of Ireland and Northern Ireland.
Newsfox.
We're IRA, not IR gay.
We go now live to our correspondent in Swansea, Ireland, Susie Wilde, who has found that all is not well on the Emerald Blarney Stone.
That's right, Bob. The picture here in Ireland isn't all eating capers and tossing haggis. It is also in a constant battle with rebels in the north of the country, led by Liam Neeson, who worship a different god, Jedward.
Beamish me up, Susie.
Newsfox.
And finally, we are very pleased to present a real Irish man, our new correspondent, Lord Terry Wogan.
Ahoy there. It's me, Wogal, Wizard of Waffle, Sultan of Shite.
Newsfox.
Bringing you witness reports where God is our witness.
Well, that's all from Newsfox. Join us at 11 for our Newsfox Wildlife Special, in which we join wildlife expert Chuck Bill Platypus, who has dedicated the last 5 years of his life in Ireland to the hunt for the elusive Celtic tiger.
That's all from us. God bless America. God bless Newsfox.
Newsfox.
Go on, Liz. Do it.
Philip, I'm doing it.
Get on with it.
It's ringing.
Hello, Ladbrokes. How can I help?
One would like to place some bets on today's Cheltenham races.
Customer password, please.
Rasta Mouse 26.
Sarah Ferguson, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
First bet, please.
Okay, one would like to place £10 on the 134 Hoof-Hearted.
Hoof-hearted?
You did!
Nice one, Liz. Well done. Do you think it'll win?
One doesn't care. Your turn, Philip. Call TalkSport and pretend to be Prince Andrew.
Right.
The government has announced that foreign nationals from outside the EU will no longer be allowed to take jobs as sheep shearers in the UK. Sheep shearing is, of course, a more difficult job than most people suspect, as the moment you try and count how many you have left to do, you fall asleep. I have here with me Jed Laddams, a consultant in sheep shearing from Western Australia, with a unique solution. Jed.
Thank you, Miles. Bring him in.
Gosh, I hate to think of the state the green room's been left in. So, Jed, tell us about your invention.
Well, Miles, like most Western Australian farmhands, I'm a big fan of one of the UK's finest mines, Wallace, from Wallace and Gromit. Particularly his knit-o-matic machine, where you put a sheep in one end and a jumper comes out the other. Very clever, that Wallace. Very clever man.
He is a remarkable plasticine creation.
He's a plasterer as well. Is there no end to that man's talents? Anyway, I've got no idea how he managed the jumper bit, but I have made a machine that completely automates the shearing process. I've called it the Jed Laddams Auto Shear. I had to give it a different name to the Knit-O-Matic in case Wallace sues me. He's a very clever man, Miles, a very clever man. If he can put a dog on the moon, he can spot when someone's ripped off his invention and stolen the night.
Indeed. So, can we see the machine in action?
Yep.
Jed, I think that's a mincer. This week saw two priests charged over sham marriages. That's a marriage where the couple don't really love each other, which is opening a can of worms, if you ask me. Here at Newsjack, we've put together a helpful guide.
How to spot that you have been invited to a sham wedding in 3 steps. Did you receive your wedding invite by text in Hungarian? Is the ceremony taking place in a garage or lay-by? At the end, do the couple kiss their passports, shout, "Ah ha ha ha, gotcha, immigration idiots, can't touch us now," and run away? Warning, this wedding may be a sham. Don't throw confetti, throw the book at them.
Oh, would you look at that cloud over there? It's been lovely all day, and as soon as I set my fishing rod up, it looks like it's going to start raining. I guess that's what's called sod's law, eh, Inspector Barnaby?
Yes.
Making a mistake is like falling into a coma next to a hungry cat. If it's not dealt with swiftly, it will eat away at you for days. Well, we at Newsjack always like to nip our errors in the proverbial bud as soon as possible. With that in mind, here are some corrections.
Newsjack would like to apologise for suggesting that the American royal family was just as embarrassing as our own. It transpires that the Burger King is not actually an official trade envoy.
Newsjack would like to make it clear that contrary to early reports, Super Injunction is not a superhero who left the planet Krypton and came to this Earth to protect Sir Fred Goodwin.
Newsjack now accepts that the phrase, "he's a black private dick who's a hit with all the chicks," is not an accurate description of the plot of Midsummer Murders. Good night!
Newsjack starred Miles Jupp, Margaret Caborn-Smith, Lewis MacLeod and Pippa Evans. For a full list of writers, go to bbc.co.uk/programmes/Newsjack. The producer was Simon Mayhew Archer. I am Liam Neeson. Focus!
That was Newsjack, with an episode first broadcast way back in March 2011, the week the London Olympic countdown clock was unveiled and first stopped working. Of course, the countdown clock would stop regularly, but that didn't prevent the Olympics finally getting underway in October 2014. It was also the week that Professor Brian Cox won a Royal Television Society Award for his series Wonders of the Solar System. A mere 10 years later, he secured an Oscar for the groundbreaking The Wonders of the M62, in which he proved that although mankind can now reach the surface of Mars in under 8 months, it takes significantly longer to travel from Manchester to Leeds. Coming up next, it's The Archers Extra. Originally about the lives of characters who had left the show, the new series has been rebranded to reflect the adventures of Ambridge's premier supernatural crime-fighting duo, Grundy and Pargeter, deceased.
Well, fun lovers, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Newsjack from BBC Radio 7. For the full range of other BBC podcasts, visit www.bbc.co.uk/podcasts.